I bid you good day, dear underloved one, and to all others who too are struggling to find a reason to keep living. 1 year ago, I came inches from leaving my destiny in a pile on the side of a road. The message I am going to share with you isn't like the others that you see around. I know from having been there that when it comes down to it, words like, "We all love you," "Don't kill yourself or you will go to hell," mean precisely nothing. When I was suicidal, though I would have never admitted it, I was confused and had become addicted to the notion of death. No video can, in and of itself, end your suffering, bring you happiness, and make you love your life. Instead, take from this video which you think you can use, and count how many times I say "and" with the rest. Many times, we find ourselves in this situation. We want people to care about us, and that's number one for those who have already started counting. We are content with not changing, indulging in self-destructive behaviors, if only for a moment, taking our mind off of the destructive mantras like, "Everyone hates me," "I'm a failure," etc. First, we need to create for ourselves a foundation stone, a leaping off point as it were, that will help us to start facilitating a change in our life. It is important to note the impermanence of everything in this life, relationships, even with our families, wealth, and the means to acquire it, and possessions. 2 ands there. Hope you didn't miss those. If, for example, we know that every relationship is fragile and likely to change, we will realize that there is no time for conflict and to be ready to accept that it is coming to an end. One thing that I have come to see with 20/20 hindsight is that the mind has tremendous powers of magnification. That is to say, when some minor thing doesn't go our way, we see it as a big deal. Focusing on it from morning to night, we become more and more agitated as our aversion grows. If we are grazed by an arrow, that slight wound isn't so bad, but we tend to pick up the arrows of experience and stab ourselves over and over. How could this have happened to me? Why did he do that? Our wounds become our meditation, as it were. We touch them and brood over them. Such self-centeredness, combined with the feelings of powerlessness, increasingly disturbs the mind. Viewed under a microscope, a crack in a teacup will seem like the Grand Canyon. Similarly, when we obsess about our problems, they can seem so insurmountable that death appears to be the only option. Put another way, if we are sick, focusing on our illness will soon make us feel twice as bad. Just by taking our mind off of our condition, we're halfway cured. Looking beyond ourselves to contemplate the innate suffering that we all go through. Dear friend, your line, "I didn't ask to be born, I don't deserve this hell called life," struck a chord that I would like to harmonize with. You are absolutely right. None of us asked to be born. And this is the truest sense of the word, hell. But it should be noted that there are many other infernal worlds that too exist, some cold, some hot, but the suffering there far exceeds our walk in the park here. Though, it's of great importance to know something special about the world that we are in now and the life form that we have assumed. Imagine for a moment that you are trying to stay afloat on a huge ocean. You toss about, desperately attempting not to sink. If a boat passes by, instead of reaching for a life preserver or a rope or a hand to pull you up, you grab an anchor, which only drags you further down. This is our reality, samsara, which is cyclical suffering, is like drowning in the ocean. Human existence is like resurfacing to take a breath. With the proper tools, we can stop ourselves from going under again. This human body is a tremendous resource. Throughout the world, we see the magnificent accomplishments that intelligence and skill make possible. Our great human potential can be harnessed not simply for material development, but also to benefit beings. Wasting this precious opportunity would be like throwing a wish-fulfilling jewel into the trash or using a big chunk of gold as a doorstop. We may not be able to accomplish all our worldly goals, but we do have the ability to overcome our suffering and that of others. Imagine that you have labored hard at your job year after year, and one day your boss rewards you by giving you an afternoon off. So you go on a picnic with your best friend. You lay out the blankets, you unpack your delicious lunch, and open a bottle of wine. Before long, you're fighting over where to sit, who will get the last drumstick, and why your friend spilled the wine. Meanwhile, the sun sets and it starts to drizzle and your picnic is over. Human life is like such a picnic. It has taken innumerable lifetimes to finally obtain this human birth. Why waste it by fighting, criticizing, and being difficult? And as much as we value our lives, and so do others value theirs, as important as happiness is to us, so is it to others. If we don't use this precious opportunity to reveal our true nature, we should at least enjoy our good fortune and not spoil the experience for others or ourselves. An understanding and appreciation of the positive aspects of our lives can also help us to persevere when confronted by the waves of discouragement and despair that arise when we focus on what is wrong. No matter how long we live, it is very difficult to purify the karma that we create each day. Like someone trying to ride a bike up a steep hill, if we don't pedal vigorously, we are going to slide downhill fast. Without even knowing it, we cause so much harm by our very existence that we have to work diligently to resist the downhill slide. But if we apply ourselves well, we can make great gains. Otherwise, it is as if we live in a country where we are surrounded by poisonous snakes, brigands, and murderers. A huge body of water prevents us from getting to land beyond danger, although someone offers us to use a boat. We put the journey off day after day until finally the owner takes his boat back. Similarly, we have this body for only a short time, and if we don't use it now to get to safety, we'll remain trapped in samsara with little opportunity to escape. Only the human realm offers the right combination of circumstances to do so. We experience just enough suffering that we don't easily fall prey to too much false contentment and have the incentive to undertake spiritual practice. Our moments of happiness afford us sufficient relief from practice that can feel compassion and engage in such practice. Although some of us are so happy that we never think about tomorrow, and some so miserable they can't see beyond their own pain, the human existence in the most conducive working toward liberation from samsara. In the lower realms, by contrast, brutality, pain, and ignorance preclude even having the concept of selflessness, much less actually considering the needs of others. Think how difficult it is to feel concern for those around us when we are sick, or even slightly irritated. Imagine how much harder it would be in the lower realms. For those in the midst of such extreme suffering, there are no opportunities or resources to support outer and inner change. In the higher realms, the problem is not suffering, but contentment. The gods are too drunk with pleasure to think about helping others or creating virtue, much less breaking free from samsara altogether. They never consider tomorrow, never consider that they are using up all their positive karma only to inevitably fall into the lower existences. So rebirth in neither lower nor higher realms is fortunate, because without feeling concern for others, we could not awaken from this dream. We humans have the perfect physical and mental makeup for changing the ordinary mind and revealing its true nature. Enough freedom to determine the direction of our existence, and access to methods for completely transcending our suffering. In this precious human life, we can use our body, our speech, and mind negatively to cause harm for others, positively to increase our good qualities in order to create more benefit, or ultimately to find lasting happiness beyond the fleeting and unstable cyclical experiences of pleasure and pain within samsara. Many people say, "I know that I'm on this earth for some reason, but I'm not sure what it is." Some people think that making money and acquiring possessions are the most important, yet when we die, we won't take anything with us. No one ever has or ever will. Some people think that becoming famous, honored, and remembered once they are gone is important, but such rewards are inferior and may only cause jealousy. Some people think that their purpose is to write books or to make beautiful music. Well, in one way, there is virtue in bringing happiness to others through artistic endeavors. However, such pleasure is short-lived. Our precious human existence is a unique vehicle for this special journey, greater than Aladdin's lamp or a wish-fulfilling jewel. It offers the possibility of transcending all suffering and delusion and revealing our inherent perfection. If we don't take advantage of it, we are like a poor person who returns home empty-handed from an island covered with gold, diamonds, and jewels. There are many other things that I could discuss, but I think that these should at least help you get started, dear sister, and to anyone who finds relevance instead of counting ands. Have a blessed New Year's. More will be coming. Much love, dear friends.